season, playing Tulsa for the seventh time in school history. And then also this is Paint the Town Red Week, and there will be an A-State block party Friday night at 6 in downtown that Coach will be speaking at also. Once Coach is done, we're going to bring in Zach Wallace and Justin Parks. Turn it over to Coach for an opening statement.
Okay, Jerry, thank you. Good to see everyone again. I know I spoke about it post-game press conference, but I can't say it enough, is thank you to our community. So many people have worked hard in our community to really make this a community event, make game day something special. In the environment that we had, the attendance that we had from the Red Wolf Walk all the way to the end of the game was remarkable, and it's something that we've put a lot of effort in. And like I told you, I take great pride in representing this town, Northeast Arkansas, and everything about it, and I'm one of us. And so to see the support and the crowd come out, I just want to say thank you, and I'm very appreciative, and don't take anyone's hard work and efforts for granted. I even got a text at probably about midnight, and Ted Hergert was still on the boat wanting me to stop over. So again, just all those things I think make for making this football program and this community one and all the same. And so just thank you. Just a brief recap and moving on. Proud of the resolve and resiliency that our players showed. We created a lot of adversities for ourselves, something that we need to get rectified and corrected in a hurry. But, one of my question marks was, how could we handle adversity? What type of composure would this team possess? I believe out of 60 players that we played in the game, 36 were in their first or second year, and I believe 19 were in their first game ever for Arkansas State. So when we talk about now, if you go back and push rewind, and we talk about the game of the unknowns, the first games, if you look at the storylines around college football, a lot of similarities that occurred Saturday night. And you just don't know, and I think the more game experience, the more that goes into it, the better you become. But I was proud of the way we fought back. But, when you look at the game, everything in our program is about winning the fourth quarter. And we talk about with our schedule, with the quality of opponents that we have, the way we approach everything, you got to start everything fast and you got to finish strong. And when you have a lead with 14 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, up 27-10, it's inexcusable of what happened. And so we talk about finishing in the fourth quarter. If you look at, we've been at 4 different programs now in our record. If we're leading going in the fourth quarter is 80-11. So the program works. Last year's team was 6-0 when we led in the fourth quarter. And so all those things, the finish. But in order to win the fourth quarter, you have to possess the ball in offense, and you can't give up explosive plays. It was 2 totally different dynamics defensively. We couldn't get off the field. We gave up explosive plays, and then offensively, we couldn't possess the football. And those are all things to be the team that we want to be. We have to learn how to close teams out. We had 2 turnovers. We can't turn the football over. We didn't take the ball away. And I didn't really like our overall approach to the second half. I didn't like our walk out of the locker room. I didn't like our look in our eyes in the tunnel. And we started slow. We gave up 10 points in the first 4.5 minutes of the second half. You can't do that, again, to be the team that we want to be. And our players understood. They knew it, and it was a very humbling experience in the locker room after the game. They knew they didn't play their best football in the third and fourth quarters. But still, we found a way to win the football game. And at the end of the day, that's what matters. But, as we all know, and every coach will tell you, in the evolution of a football team, usually from week 1 to week 2 is usually when you make your most progress. And we got to get our health back. We're expecting the return of some individuals. So today's a big work day for us. I think also respecting preparation. I thought our preparation last week could have been a little bit better. And again, the standard's the standard. That's never going to change. But I think what gave us an opportunity to win the football game is I thought special teams, We chart it for every 100 yards of hidden yardage on special teams. That's worth 7 points. We had 98 yards, so that was worth a touchdown. Third downs, we were 50%. We scored both halves at the end of the halves with the 2-minute drill. So I think what gave us an opportunity to win the game were those elements. But I think everyone in our program has to be responsible for their own self-determination. We have to get better in a hurry, and the great thing is our players understand that. I could sense a sense of urgency Monday. We have a very good football team coming in here Saturday evening, kind of the modern day era of college football in terms of a lot of new faces that are on their team this year that weren't on their team last year. They're big, they're physical, and they're a good football team. And they're coming in here with the belief they can win. They had a good start to the season. So, all we have to worry about is, like I told our team, we have to be 1-0 today. We just got to win the day. And it may sound, that's coach speak, but every coach says it. And it is. It's the teams that can focus every single day, be accountable to each other, and there's a maturity that goes about it. And our team has been pretty mature, and I think that kind of showed itself a little bit when, everything that could go wrong at some point in time went wrong and our kids didn't blink. And I think sometimes you have to win a game like that. I think you can learn more sometimes from winning a game like that than if, we would have held the lead and won 27-10. Just things like that. So a lot of things to build upon, a lot of things to improve upon. So I'll pause right now and answer any questions y'all may have. You're close to the playoffs, right? Wild card?
3.5 out.
Are you a Bears fan too?
No.
Is that why you got 2 chairs in between y'all?
I'm a Cubs fan too. So that's one thing we do agree on, Coach. All right, Coach. If you could only pick one thing, one vital aspect of Saturday night's game that has to be corrected before this Saturday against Tulsa, what is it?
The physicality in the lines of scrimmage for 4 quarters of football. I think our toughness is going to be challenged. Our mental fortitude is going to be challenged. I thought in the first half we started fast. We played with the tempo we wanted to play. But when you look at it, we moved the ball up and down the field, and we had 6 points to show for it, and we got stopped on 4th down. And the way I address things is, are they old problems or are they new problems? And new problems are fine. You just got to find the solutions to them. But if old problems continue to reveal itself, then obviously they're not being solved. The 4th down conversions, red zone offense, scoring touchdowns in the red area. Those are all things in moving forward. But I thought for the most part, and that's a quality opponent, and I know our opponents, the competition is going to get tougher, but that's a really good football team, and they made us pay for, not executing in the detailed execution. But I thought in the first half, defensively, we dominated the line of scrimmage. We had knockback tackles. We had population to the ball. We did a really good job. And then I thought the start of the second half, we started slow. It started with the kickoff. And then we didn't play complementary football. When they go down and score, you expect your offense to possess the ball and answer a score with the score. And we weren't able to do that. And what people don't understand is the game of football is plays off of plays. So, we had a 2nd down to win the game. There was 1 minute and 58 seconds, I believe, left in the game. We knew we had to get to 1 minute and 25 to take a knee. We needed a 1st down. But on 2nd down, we run a 3-step passing game, and receivers wide open, may score. We're definitely going to get the 1st down and the ball game's over. We don't make the routine plays routinely. That's that common theme right now. So what happens? 3rd and 6, strip sack, and now we're fighting for the game. When the game really, if we just have attention to details and discipline to execute, the game's over with. And our players understand this, and that's our job as coaches, to put them in situations. It's their job to execute. It's our job to make sure throughout the course of the week that they're prepared, they're ready to go. And they all know that. And, Jalen will make that play. Jalen will make that play 9 times out of 10. And I believe in him, and, and he's going to be better for these experiences. But I think when you just look at all the little things that go into winning a football game, there's a lot that goes into it.
You mentioned yesterday you expect to have Jacob Bear back. Just what type of impact do you think he's going to make on Saturday?
Major. He's the leader of that room. Everybody respects him on our football team. He's the leader of our team. He stands for everything we believe in. And so obviously he has to have a great week of practice. He was available to play. I think that's the other thing when you look at overcoming adversity at, the critical moments of the game. We were down 4 out of our 5 starting offensive linemen. And I know at the end of the day, you're judged on results and nobody really cares. And we tell our players that the names in the back of the jersey may change, but the standard by which we expect to play never changes. But I can't speak enough about the individuals that had to go in and give us an opportunity to win the football game. And that's adversity, that's football, next person in. But, the details to execute no matter who's in the game. But I thought Mason Myers did a good job. I mean, you look at redshirt freshman playing for the first time. I thought his snap location was really good. I thought he did some really good things to build upon, so I was very encouraged by him. And, he's going to be able to help us. He's an individual who really can play all the positions in the offensive line, so the experience that he's gained in the absence of Jacob, but not just the game experience, but the practice repetitions, I think will really benefit us and him in moving forward. But I was really excited to see the way he performed, and I thought he stepped up.
Coach, again about the offensive line, do you expect McKeelan Thomas to play this week? And who else would you say played well against UCA on the offensive line?
Well, I think, we'll know as practice goes on with McKeelan, so he'll be more day-to-day. So we'll see there. We expect Jacob back. We expect Elijah Zollicoffer back. So, we'll see. It's a long week of preparation. But whoever plays, the standard don't change. And, you're playing a physical defensive front. They're big, they're stout, and they do a good job of their gap integrity in terms of running the football. And they're well coached. So we have to do a good job of coming off. We didn't come off the ball very well Saturday night. We didn't use our hands. We were lunging. I think a lot of it was first game of unknowns, kind of playing for the first time and them wanting to do so well that, we didn't play with the fundamental discipline and details I would have liked us to. We didn't run our feet on contact. We didn't have very violent hands. We played extremely high. So these are all things that we have to get better at. But again, it all starts in our preparation.
All right, kind of hate to be this guy, but Coach Brown down at UCA went on his.
Yeah, I moved on to Tulsa.
Moved on to that.
Yeah.
So no thoughts on that last play.
No.
Okay.
And haven't heard anything from the league.
I'm sorry.
Have you heard anything from the league?
Not yet.
Okay. And then just moving on to Tulsa.
You are that guy. You had to be that guy.
I had to be that guy. Like
I
had to
respect that.
Yeah, I kind of figured that would be the answer though. But
I've been in it a long time, and I respect their football team. I respect him, and it brings back memories. I mean, I have experiences where, I thought the call didn't go our way, and there were monumental calls. Our first year at Tennessee when we played Vanderbilt. It's the most bizarre situation I've ever been in. They run a quarterback sneak. We stop them. They rule 4th down. We get our 6th win. We're going to a bowl game. And the fans are chanting, it's great to be a Tennessee Volunteer. And in our first year, we're going to a bowl game. They call up, and they reverse the play call, and we don't stop them, and it costs us a bowl game. Get a call the next day and said, it was an error in judgment. So we've been there, we've done that. I remember last year, the bowl game with the onside kick. So I appreciate how they feel. We're all competitors. But at the end of the day, it's time to turn the page and move on. We got 11 more games to play. We're 1-0, and we needed to be 1-0. And again, I have a lot of respect for them and their program and the game. And now it's time to kind of move forward.
gotcha. And then just kind of transition to that with Tulsa. They had the blowout win over Northwestern State. So just kind of what have you seen from them that stands out on tape?
Yeah, I think, it's kind of what I said earlier. I think, when you look at all three phases, they complement each other. You can see it's a program philosophy. They're big, they're strong, they're athletic, and they're really physical. And I think the quarterback does a really good job. He can throw the ball. He can beat you with his legs. They have good schemes, good players, a dynamic punt returner. He had one for a touchdown in the game. They do a good job of getting him the football. They're really multiple on defense. So they're going to force you to execute in terms of understanding what they're doing. So they're very multiple. So again, it all starts in our preparation, but we have to be a much more physical football team to be in the game Saturday night.
To ask you about Clune, what set him apart in that kicker competition? And,
Yeah.
going back to the beginning, I forgot if you've told the story before. How did you guys end up recruiting him to come here?
Yeah, well, we chart everything, and just Clune has been the most consistent individual, really, from the start of training camp all the way till Thursday of game day. Excuse me. So he's been the most consistent performer. I think he benefited from game reps last year, being the kickoff guy. But Clune is from Grand Rapids, Michigan. It's about 30 minutes from where I grew up. And we got word of him and watched him, and we're excited. We think he's got a bright future for us.
Coach, I wanted to ask you about Tulsa's quarterback, just your thoughts on what he did. Obviously, he's a guy who's about the same age as your quarterback, And also, does it concern you that they've got a guy on defense who knows your scheme as well as he does from last season?
Well, first of all, the quarterback, very, very fluid, very good in his pocket mechanics, a really good thrower, very accurate, throws a catchable football, can throw the deep ball very well. He gained valuable repetitions for them last year, so he has a lot of experience. But he's just very smooth, he's compact, and you can tell he's very confident and he's in charge. In terms of Gavin Potter, he's a good football player. He made his impact for us as a special teams player, but at the end of the day, it's about execution. I think that's the biggest thing is, football still comes down to blocking and tackling and the fundamentals and the details and the body position. And that's where, if you ask me, like you just did a little bit of, the progress from game 1 to game 2, I think it's just our overall consistency in the fundamentals and details of body positions, tackling, running our feet on contact, whether it's in the blocking phase or the tackling phase.
I just have one more with just watching the game back from Saturday. One player that kind of stood out to me defensively was Dante Joyner at corner. So kind of that was his first
Yeah.
round out of the league. So can you kind of just talk about his performance, kind of just setting up?
Yeah, I was really encouraged by what I saw, and Dante has really worked hard this off season. Again, he's still a young football player. He's really playing the most significant time he's had since he's been here. He's the second year in our program. He did play a little bit in the Marshall game when we had some injuries, but I think he's going to get better and better. And, you learn your life is a byproduct of your experiences. And he had some experiences, good, bad, and indifferent on game day. The one play we'd like to have back on the halfback pass, we were actually in cover 3. So we had an inclination that something was coming. So we called cover 3, and we're supposed to stay as deep as the deepest. And I think that just comes with maturity. I think that comes with experience. And it's a great learning lesson in moving forward. But, DJ really picked it up towards the middle of camp and then at the end, and I think he's playing his best football right now. We've really challenged him in terms of his physicality. He's answered the call, and he's been a student of the game. So I think he's just going to continue to get better and better with repetitions. Now he's going to be challenged. They do a good job with their vertical throw game, and we know we're going to be tested on the edges with comebacks and verticals and double moves. So he's going to continue to progress. But I was really, really encouraged by the way he played. I think he played at a high level. He was very consistent. He was around the football. So again, excited to see how good he can get game in and game out.
Chris, you got anything else? Guys, y'all good? All right, thank you.
All right. Thanks, guys.